What's going on, guys? So in this video I'm going to give a brief overview of what inheritance is in Java and the basics of it, which is pretty much all you need to know to get going. So this is a class outline I've created called animal, so let's fill it out. So public class animal, do the curly brackets, and let's create a constructor. There we go, and let's put no arguments for now. Oh, getting too trigger happy with the keyboard there. Okay, there we go. Right, so we need to think what classes might we create that are types of animal, because inheritance is all about subclasses and superclasses. So a possible subclass of animal would be canine, because that's a specific type of animal. So let's create a canine class, and to show that one class is a subclass of another class, basically this is all you have to do. You type extends the class that you want to link it to. There we go. So you can see in this screen that canine is now a subclass of animal. So you can create as many subclasses as you like, and basically it's pretty useful. So let's create another class, bird, which is also a type of animal. So let's fill it out. Okay, public bird. There's a lot of birds in the world, a lot of budgies, a lot of parrots, a lot of mad geese that are a bit like too violent, but here we go. Public bird. Okay, what have I done wrong here? Public bird. Oh, parentheses. How could I make that mistake? Okay, extends animal. So that's all you have to do, guys. We've created another one. So what can we do with this inheritance hierarchy? Well, we can fill out animal with some fields, just like any other class. So let's say string name, string age, because animals, well, I suppose not all animals have specific names, but pets do. So yeah, okay. Maybe you've got a dog called Monty, so you can relate to this, or some kind of name. Okay, int, whatever, put age as a string. Schoolboy error. Okay, string, well I guess age could be a string if you needed it to. Okay, so let's leave it at that. Alright, so let's initialize these. So this is a superclass we're initializing now, guys, animal, which has two subclasses. So string name. So let's just initialize name to be equal to the argument of our superclass constructor, name, and let's do the same with age. Let's initialize the age field to be equal to age, which I've forgotten to type in, which I'll do now. There we go. Okay, so this means we can create animal objects, but as you can see, these classes don't work because they don't have constructors that instantiate the correct fields correctly. So let's just, basically we need a constructor now. So let's create a constructor for canine, and let's put two arguments in there. Excuse me, guys. So string, these need to be in the same order, preferably, as animal. So string name and int age. Okay, so let's do that. So in the constructor, Well, as you can see, guys, we've got these two here, and we haven't had to use fields because as subclasses, they can use all the methods of their superclass and all the fields of their superclass. You do have to do getter and setter methods because fields are generally written private for better encapsulation. So if K9 wanted to call a method from animal, you would have to create a getter or setter. Excuse me, guys, a field from animal. Okay, so let's do this. So whenever you create an object of a subclass, you have to use the constructor of the superclass, and it's very easy to do this. All you type in is a super keyword, and then basically you just pass the required amount of arguments that the superclass needs to the superclass constructor. So here we'll type in, we'll give the arguments, we'll pass these, and age. Okay, let's see if that compiles. Yep. So let's do the same in bird. So we want string and name and int and age. They can be different names though if you want, guys. Super, and let's pass those arguments. Try and type correctly. And age. Okay, so these should all compile now. Yes, so we've got 3 classes, 2 subclasses, and 1 superclass. So let's try and create a K9 class. As you can see, K9 has no fields, but it uses the fields of animal because subclasses have access to all the members of animal. So let's create, see, as you can see, guys, it's creating an object with those 2 fields that are in animal, even though this class itself doesn't have those fields. So let's call the dog Milo and say is 67, the world's oldest dog. And let's create a bird, and it's the same again. So let's say Bluey the budgie is 2. There we go. So as you can see, there's the fields, and basically that's all it is to the basics of inheritance, and you can do a lot with it. So I mean, we can create more as well. We could extend the inheritance hierarchy further and say poodle should be a subclass of dog. So let's do that. So public class poodle, and let's say, okay, excuse me, guys, let me just create the constructor. So extends K9. Okay, and as you can see, it needs the same arguments as the primary superclass constructor. So let's just add those. So string and name and int and age. Okay, let's use the super keyword to pass those variable names and the values that are in them to the superclass constructor. Okay, so it's all good. So let's create a poodle. Let's call him Puffy because poodles are pretty puffy, and he'll be 12. So we can check the fields. There we go, Puffy. And we can add any other fields we like, so to any of the classes. But if you do it further up the inheritance hierarchy, then you have to instantiate those classes in the subclasses. So if I added another field to the K9 object, I would have to initialize that in Poodle. So let's do something here. What else do pets have, or animals in general? Okay, so string color. So let's do that, color. And all we do now, guys, is color equals color. So we're using a subclass. We don't have to. Oh, I'll try and spell color correctly. Cannot spell today. There we go. Hopefully you're a better speller. Okay, there we go, poodle. Right, so let's create a poodle object. And as you can see, guys, now it has 3 fields. Let's call them string. Stringy is 44, and they are blue. Okay, let's check them in the inspector. Blue, stringy, 44. So it's using 2 of the fields from the animal superclass and a field from its own superclass. So a field from its own class. And that's all there is to it, guys. And don't forget, just extends. That's all you need to know, basically, and the super keyword. So that's it, guys. Hopefully this helped you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Take it easy, guys.